We'll start in 2 or 3 minutes, just for other attendees to come in and to see if everything's fine with the technical stuff. Thank you.
So hello to everyone, and sorry for being late these couple of minutes. So thanks for joining us today. And I think that now you are used to see us every Thursday at 5. So welcome to the SEtalks number 3. My name is Dejan, and I want to welcome you on behalf of young ambassadors from Niš in Serbia. So these webinars are part of our project that we are doing together with the Social Entrepreneurship Observatory from North Macedonia, thanks to the support of Swedish Institute and Lund University. So today we will speak about the impact that social entrepreneurs are having on their community. And before we start, I would like to give the floor to my colleague Stefan from Macedonia to say hello as well to everyone.
Thank you, Snežana. Hi guys, hi to all. I hope that we will have a great webinar. I am the executive director of the Social Entrepreneurship Observatory. We're partners in this project, and I hope that we will have a great meeting, a great webinar, and we'll talk about very important issues. Yeah, the topic is why are social entrepreneurs the agents for change? And I'm a strong believer and advocate for this. So let's hear our speakers. Let's talk social entrepreneurship.
Thank you very much. As Stefan says, yeah, you know our topic today, and we are really happy to have these great speakers who will share their experience from different perspectives, from different countries. And today with us, we have Sara Čortan, coordinator of Social Impact Award in Serbia, Selahattin Sertici, trainer at Turkish National Agency for Social Entrepreneurship from Turkey, And later on, we will the Dejan Stojanovic, Executive Director of Association for Social and Economic Development in VIVO from North Macedonia, will join us every moment. So welcome to you, and thank you very much for being with us today, for joining us for this webinar, and for your will to share your experience or your knowledge to all the people who are following here on Zoom, but also on our social media. So before we start, I would like to invite everyone who are following us here and also on Facebook that you can write questions for all the speakers during the whole webinar, and we will have a part for the questions and answers at the end of our discussion. And I think that the best way to start with this discussion is to hear more information about our guests, their work and their involvement in the field of social entrepreneurship. So Sara, maybe we can start with you to present briefly yourself, your work, and what are you doing in this field. And welcome once again.
Thank you. Hello, everyone from my side also. I'm super excited about this event. And first of all, thank you for inviting me here. I really hope so that our story will inspire young people who are into the social entrepreneurship, or they actually. So I'm project manager of Razlivalište, an organization from Serbia, which exists from 2014. And the main mission is actually to introduce young people to social entrepreneurship and encouraging them to develop their own businesses, but also to make some social impact and social changes. So that is actually the main thing that we really do. We run a lot of different projects, but all of them are based on the same mission. And the biggest program is actually Social Impact Award. So Social Impact Award is maybe some of them already know, actually, international project that has been developed in Austria, in Vienna, 2009, and until now, I mean, from then until now, it exists in 14 countries in Europe, Asia, and Africa. And in Serbia, we actually implement Social Impact Award program for 7 years. So hopefully, and it will be in the future also. So yes, we're doing with amazing young people, and I can say that me as a country coordinator, that is a really big pleasure for working this job, because that young people actually make us to believe in a better future and everything. So it can be something for introduction.
Thank you, and very nice message for the introduction. So Selahattin, hello to you as well. So can we hear more about your work and the institution that you are presenting today?
Thanks, William Sineza, and hi, Stefan and Sara. I'm really happy and excited to talk about the social entrepreneurship tonight with you. Actually, here is it tonight. It's 7 p.m. in Turkey right now. So it's a really interesting day because we had a social entrepreneurship training course, online training course with the full of young people during this afternoon, and after that, this is really one more plus thing. So I am basically a youth worker since 2003, and I am working on the youth field, and I'm the one of the trainer of European Commission Salto Youth, and also Turkish National Agency, and also we have the new international trainers network, which is Youth at Work network. So supported by the European Commission and the national agencies of some of the European countries, more than 10. So this network really works on the social entrepreneurship and the youth employability. So we are trying to encourage young people to be an entrepreneur, mostly to be a social entrepreneur. So on the other hand, I'm also working as an academic level. So my master degree is about entrepreneurship. So we are crazy enough to think, talk, and to work on the entrepreneurship in the field mostly with the young people. And thanks one more time. Thanks million for inviting me to this lovely webinar.
Thank you, Sela. I'm sorry that Dejan Stojanovic, who was our third speaker is having technical difficulties in joining this webinar, but I hope that everything will be fine in a few minutes. Either way, we will start, of course, with talking social entrepreneurship and this crazy talk, which Sara said, that to do what others don't dare to do, let's say. Okay, so Sara, the first question goes to you. As a trainer for social entrepreneurship, can you tell us more about how can social entrepreneurs make an impact in the society?
That's the tough question.
Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning. Maybe first of all, I would like to tell a bit about the Turkish perspective and the Turkish ecosystem about entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship ecosystem rising up nowadays in the last 10 years, last decade. So social entrepreneurship still quite new topic for the people, for the society, I can say that. So that's why we do so much conferences, seminars, training course about what is social entrepreneurship and who are these social entrepreneurs. So it's not easy topic. And of course, it's not easy to tell what's the impact of the society. But I can say as a trainer and as an academician who works on the social entrepreneurship, social enterprises are really valuable for us in terms of showing and convincing that a real positive impact can be made in the society, because nowadays the generations really different than each other. So the old people like me, so that generation, the new generation can focus on the different things. So the belief of impact is not easy. So it's not to tell the people that we can did before. So that's the process. But I can say that people need to see the good implementations, the good examples for the belief. So to be inspired, to believe in change. Then they encourage themselves to find the creative ideas and creative solutions for the common health. So increasing social enterprises and to tell more about the results also create a positive impact on the society. And as a trainer, actually I did today also, as a trainer, I tell such a product or service instead of telling the social enterprise from Turkey, but it's not, it's the international success stories. So during my training course, I tell the stories like the social entrepreneurship, enterprises stories, but on the other hand, it's not. So I'm just giving the space for the people they can do and they can believe the impact on the society. So that's my tactic, I can say.
Thank you, Sara. And now we also have Dejan joining us, as I said a few minutes ago. Dejan, can you introduce yourself a bit to the audience?
First of all, sorry to everybody. Apologies for this inconvenience, and then later jumping in. But Murphy is doing his job, obviously. My name is Dejan Stojanovic, and I'm representing our organization in VIVO here in Skopje. We are a relatively young organization. It's kind of less than 3 years since it's organized. But probably we are not alike of most of the organizations, because average of the years, of the founders is something less than 50. Each of us have 20 plus years in traditional sectors, in real sectors. It's nice mixture of professional occupations. We have lawyer, we have accountant, we have various occupations. And I believe this is one of the reasons why that organization is progressing nicely. As of approximately 15 years ago, social entrepreneurship is one of our strategic goals, because actually we saw that if we don't have financial autonomy, we cannot progress, we cannot move further. And based on this, we started production of biohumus, because we do want to promote green social entrepreneurship. We are doing this with a group of homeless and former prisoners, and with some. I do believe that we are on right path in next 2 months to have final product. Meaning final. We already have on stock something like 10 tons. But when saying final, it means packed,
You market
3
it.
liters packaging, you know, ready to go and ready to sell, to be introduced on a market. So this is briefly about in vivo.
Thank you, Dan. And because you already mentioned what you're working with who you're working with, and what's your product and everything. And as a social entrepreneur from the last 3 to 5 years, you're a social entrepreneur as well. What is the impact that you make in the community from your perspective?
I will explain my view, and you will judge if it's big or not. You know, because in this moment we have 4 people, so we are not providing massive changes. We don't have, you know, I mean, hopefully we will come to this stage, and we can say that we help to 100 people or whatever. Now, in this moment, we are working with 4 of them only, but you know, what is the difference between our approach? First of all, we are very, very careful in selection of people that we are trying to help. First of all, and the only thing that matters is their desire. They have to want to change their life, their social status, their financial status, you know. So this is first thing. And the second thing, we do want to promote this, I name it somehow, it's kind of 360 reintegration, you know. We do want to, majority of the organizations, with full respect to any help provider, you know, but usually people are taking care about home or about food. We are really trying to introduce this 360 approach. What does it mean? When we took Sasha, I mean, I will just mention the one example of these 4 musketeers. So actually we worked on his hygienic habits. We started with a very basic medical corrections, like purchasing glasses, this kind of stuff that he needed. Then we immediately introduced him to our social entrepreneurship activities. A couple of days ago, we made, I don't know how do you call this, vilices on Macedonia, this tool, dentistry, which is making, because Sasha wasn't on a dentist for the last 18 years. And we do believe that the appearance of these people have very big impact on their reintegration. So I don't know, just last week he participated one discussion on the agriculture faculty here in Skopje. So this is the approach, this is the change that we are promoting in regard of these people. So starting with this small scale, I was really flattered that a couple of months ago, discussing with the people of Ministry of Social here, local ministry representatives, when saying, you know, just discussing with them, I've said, I believe that maybe if you want, you can help us. And these people said, actually, it's turning out that organizations like yours might help us, you know, because you are finding the right way. And it was really, you know, quite challenging for me. It's really, people are recognizing, you know, challenging the traditional approaches that we are using when practicing social entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Dan. It's very interesting that you all help people. Basically, you cannot help people who don't want to get to receive help, and you're basically providing them with the essentials of good quality of life. You know, and they were rejected that for 18 years or 15 years and so on and so forth. Because you were here a bit late. Sara said that their organization is also involved in organizing Social Impact Award. So maybe you can network with her after this meeting or next week and talk about that as well. Sara, now we come to you, and the circle is to be complete, basically. The question for you is, are young people aware of the impact that they can have on the community and their role in transforming society? So are they aware that they can make a change?
Well, I can say from my perspective, because I work with young people who are aware, but when we are talk about that global, I think that that's why exists like events like this, just like my colleague said before, because I think that what should we do? We just need to raise awareness of how social entrepreneurship can actually be a business, not just a hobby or something like that. Okay, that's actually the most interesting part of social entrepreneurship that for myself, because I think that you can start your own business and you can earn money, but also you can improve your environment and you can actually help to the other people. And so I mean it depends on which project actually you want to develop, to which part of your environment you want to improve. It can be like something technological, social, ecological, and target group can be also different. But I definitely, when we are talking about the impact, I would say that you can always make some impact. I mean, it's not the same if your target group is, for example, young people from Serbia, in all country from 15 to 30 years old. It won't be like the same number of the people that you have reached. Then if your target group are vulnerable people from the north of the Serbia who are from rural places. But so when we are talking about the numbers, it's not the same, but I will always say that that impact always exists. And that's something that I can see during the working with social impact of our program. So it's something that really inspired me. And I really like that sentence, and we often say it to our participants, that you don't need to invent a wheel, but you can bring wheel to Serbia or to the other country. And it doesn't mean that you will have less challenges. I mean, every society is specific in its own way. So it's already something new, but that's something that for people who maybe think that if you need to be social entrepreneur, you just need to invent something new. So this is like a message for them. You don't need to invent something new. You just need to start and to have that desire that we just talked about. So
thank you, Sara. I totally agree that innovation is not about global innovation and global products and services, but more locally. And basically, innovation is everything that you don't have around you, and you can bring it from anywhere. So you don't have to invent something new in the world. You just bring it to your local community. Thank you. Snežana, back to you.
Yeah, we can go on. So maybe we are going back to Stella again. And as a trainer, you are working with young people, you're working with the social entrepreneurs, but what should they do to become agents of change? We made this title of this webinar that they are agents of change. And what should they do to become this?
So as I said, the social entrepreneurship is really new topic. So maybe the social entrepreneur's position is really important for the society because they create sustainable impact. So their position is different than the NGO workers. So they create the sustainable chain. But first of all, social entrepreneurs should explain well why they want to be a social entrepreneur. So first of all, they need to explain themselves why they are in that position. So and why and in which areas they want to create impact, create the change, and the end of that change, what the society will gain. So these are the steps actually. Why you are the social entrepreneur. So why you choose to work on those areas. And also there's a misconception in the Turkish society. They think that the Z generation, the new generation, is they want to earn money as soon as possible. They don't care anything. But I'm disagree about that idea. So the new generation is really so close to be a social entrepreneur because their values are different than the previous generations. Like they would like to protect the environment. They love the animals. They would like to see the livable world. They really care the justice, prosperity, and happy society. So I think in the future we will see with the upcoming the generation. So we will see so many social entrepreneurs and social enterprises for who really to be a agent of the change. I can say that. I really believe the power of the young people.
Yeah, really great to hear that, because these webinars are really made to encourage young people to become it. So we are really needing these messages to all of them who are listening now or will listen later. But it is great to make this message that we all believe in them, that we are doing all this to encourage them to make it. And Dejan, from your experience, from your perspective, how you see their role as agent of change, not just for the existing social entrepreneurs, but as Selo says, for the young people who are maybe thinking to become it. You are muted, Dan.
Sorry. Look, somehow, I mean, the situation here in Macedonia, I feel that it's pretty similar to what you explained regarding the Turkey. You know, every day I'm meeting a lot of people for which social entrepreneurship is something new, something kind of, it's entrepreneurship, but it's social, it's kind of exotic, and you know, they would like to join, but definitely I do believe that everybody which like to be part of this game, you know, have to answer this question, why, and they have to return a lot in society. I don't believe, frankly, you know, that a lot of people which are you know, saying social, that they want to bring back. But the main change, and this is something, it's regarding all of us. It's about inclusiveness, about involvement. I do want to have as many possible friends to our organization, not just from the side of organizations, from NGOs. You know, I'm really trying to involve as much as state agencies or ministries or whatever. I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy that just 2 weeks ago we received a letter from the ministry, you know, which with the official letter they're supporting our activities and everything else. 3 weeks from now on, we are expecting to receive support. This is something like 10 years old van, but this would be our first donation contribution from the traditional sector. Because aside of the state-owned agencies and governmental bodies and everything, traditional sector is you know, very interesting and very important piece of the link that we want to involve. Because, you know, in majority of the cases, there are just NGOs or just governmental bodies or just traditional business, and here and there we are. I do believe that part of the change which we should all promote is mixing, you know, finding a way to involve all relevant agencies, organizations to start working together on the change that will really make change, you know, on the field.
Yeah, and during the previous webinars, we were speaking a lot about the importance of this networking and working together in the same direction, as you said. So yeah, we can all agree that this is the really important and that we all need to do in this way. And Sara, we are going back to you. So you are working with the young people, and how you are encouraging them to become impact entrepreneurs and innovators. We know that you have the whole developed program for this, but how you are encouraging them?
Yes, we are doing that by our program, who actually are involving that incubation process. And the key thing of our program is actually that getting skills and getting knowledge. So we actually organize everything so that, for example, we have 10 teams, and every team get each own mentor. So they are doing with their mentors in the next 3 months. But beside that mentorship, we also organize some workshop with experts from different fields. For example, we learn them how to make some marketing strategy, how to make their budget, how to do the financials, and all of prototyping and everything. So we are doing with them everything from the beginning. So what is actually the most important thing to, of course, get an answer on that question, why? And so it's really important that exists something that drives them in that story. And of course, to work with their mentors, like responsible, that is, and of course, to make their project sustainable. And when we done then incubation phase, we actually announce winners. So from 10 teams, we announce 4 winners. 3 are getting financial support of 1,005 euros, and 1 getting international communications and further mentorship and so on. So what's the point of this sentence? Actually, I didn't want to promote project in this part, but I just said it. What is the most important thing that, okay, when you hear that 1,500 euros, it's not so big amount for making some great stuff, but our program is mainly focused on getting skills and knowledge and for networking, just like you said, and that peer-to-peer experience for expert support. So it's kind of the best way for encouraging that networking, because I think it's when you're social entrepreneur, I think it's some need to network with everybody, to share your skills, experience, to hear maybe something, connect with each other. So that's kind of a mix of everything. Yes. So.
Thank you, Sara. There are very important questions that everyone that wants to become social entrepreneur should ask themselves, right? So what is their point? What is their mission? What they want to achieve? Why are they getting involved in basically in social entrepreneurship and not classical entrepreneurship? And of course, those are the partnerships and the networkings and everything else that comes with it. So basically, you don't have a competitor, you have only partners and collaborators if you want to succeed, right? So even the competitor can be a partner sometimes, right? Anyhow, let's jump to these social entrepreneurs that we're all talking about that much. And let's start with Sela. Sela, can you tell us how social entrepreneurs in Turkey foster social change? Like, do you have any examples or something like that, that social entrepreneurs foster change in Turkey?
Actually, we do have, but before that, I would like to give some brief information about Turkish ecosystem. So Turkey doesn't have any legal infrastructure about on social entrepreneurship. So it means, unfortunately, we don't have affirmative action for the social entrepreneurs or the enterprises yet. But on the other hand, we have the development plan. We call 11th development plan. It's between 2018 and 2023. So 5 years development plan of the country. It says that the regulations on social entrepreneurship will be made. So it's a good thing for the Turkish ecosystem, because now Sara can come to Turkey or Dan come to Turkey and they can say we are social entrepreneurs. So there's no any legal infrastructure about that. So that development plan also include the capacity of measure the social impact. These are really important because government really focus on the social enterprises. So that's just one topic about that, but it's quite enough. So it seems that we understand with that development plan, also the government would like to support the social enterprises. So these are really good things. So that article, that's the vision of the country about the social entrepreneurship. On the other side, we do have social enterprises, social entrepreneurs, but they mostly they running their enterprises mostly in Istanbul, in Ankara, or in Izmir. I mean, the biggest cities of the country, quite 25 million, of course, they run and operate their enterprises. But the country just not those 3 cities. So the rest of the country, nowadays there's really good examples from the municipalities and from the regional development agencies. So they focus on to create and to build the social entrepreneurship centers, I can say that, like the eastern part of the country, like in one city. So one has a Dhaka, which calls and the Eastern Regional Development Agency. So they focus on to social entrepreneurship. In the southern part, also Çukurova Development Agency, they do that. In the Giresun, in the north part of the country, there's something like that. So it seems that the government institutions, universities, they focus on to talk about the social entrepreneurship and to create the social entrepreneurs. So they day by day, they understand how it's really important. So generally, I can say that we quite have 9,000 social enterprises, but not all of them are company. Most of them are associations, foundations, and or cooperatives. And 55% of the founders are the women. Most of them, the quite 50% of the founders are the young people. So that's always, maybe I talk about the young people, but the population has 20 million young people in Turkey. So the interesting rate about educated people, so that 9,000 social enterprises run by the 84% of the well-educated people. So it seems that, if you have the higher education, so you really care the change, you really care the impact of the society. So that's this really important part. On the other side, let me think about that. The good thing is many of the public institutions really focus on that, and it seems that we will have so many social entrepreneurs now in the upcoming years who offer solutions for social problems, social solutions, and in the different regions, not just focus in Istanbul or in the capital, in Ankara. So something is coming up, I can say that.
Great, thank you, Sara. It's very interesting that how social entrepreneurship is developing in Turkey, right? Like in each and every region, there is an information center, a resource center that is going on. So in Macedonia, maybe Dan can say a few words more about that if he's informed about that. We are starting to have regional centers for social entrepreneurship. We have 7 regions in the country, so in each region there will be a resource center or an organization that's working to support social enterprises in their work, provide provision of technical expertise and so on and so forth. So having said that, we'll go to Sara. And Sara, basically the same question. Can you tell us how social entrepreneurs in Serbia foster change?
Yes. I would just add one thing that what came to my mind before and that I didn't say. I think that social innovations and actually things that social entrepreneurs are doing, they are making solutions for some problems that maybe government cannot recognize enough, So it's something that some of us actually said, but I just want to confirm that in Serbia is like the similar situation. So I can definitely say that we can see a lot of changes in Serbia. I mean, during the last, for example, 10 years that social entrepreneurship are getting on the higher level. And I can see a lot of different foundations, program that can help and encourage young people who wants to do something in this field. And yes, I'm just thinking like we have a lot of alumni from our project, and I mean, a lot of them are working in the different fields, so we cannot say that they just changed our country, they move, everything's going better, but all of them are make some impact in their field in which actually they are. So when we are talking about that, I can say that we can see positive moments and movement actually from that small part of our society, not just from the top, like on the bottom. So it's kind of very big success for all of us. So I'm not sure if I answered on your question. Maybe I left the
No, sure.
side. If I'm not, just let me know.
No, Sara, it was great. I think okay. It was great. Basically, you said that social entrepreneurs are doing their job and they're providing impact in all the sectors they work in. So it may be agriculture, it may be finance, it may be health or social services, and so on and so forth. So they foster change in their sector of work, in their fields of work. So thank you for that. And then now to you. I have a lot to say about the question about how social entrepreneurs can foster change in North Macedonia. But then, how social entrepreneurs are fostering change in Macedonia?
Look, I believe that there is a progress. There is a progress, but somehow I'm officially, you know, something like 2 years in this, but I think that we are moving slow. And I would just refer to this. I believe that this year would be very important in this perspective. I mean, you know, Barbara, for you guys, I mean, if you don't know this lady, Barbara Sadowska from Barka organization, Barka Foundation from Poland. I sincerely encourage and you know, to go on their website and to see. I mean, these guys are doing miracles. Just recently, Barbara Sadowska was pronounced among 100 most powerful women in social entrepreneurship, and she is really dedicated in the, you know, she really wants to work with the homeless. This is her key, you know, interest. But I'm amazed for a lady which is above 50, how much understanding and knowledge she have about any other initiative. I didn't have a chance to see what personally, to see what they've done in Poland, but based on the people, what they've said, based on the video materials what were presented, I mean, she is amazing. She already refurbished a couple of abandoned buildings in Poland, making them, you know, centers for the homeless, for the former prisoners, for addicted people, for abandoned dogs. They have their own organic production. They're making their own houses, you know, in traditional way. I mean, you should just see this is, you know. And now this lady is coming in Macedonia, and they're running the project. I believe that overall amount they have on disposal is around 1 million euro. And this is the momentum what Stefan just said. They are opening one big center here in Skopje and additional 8 centers wide country. I mean, you know, total Macedonia is 2 million people, so this would be really strong infrastructure to support. And, you know, considering her knowledge, considering her energy, you know, because she is like, you know, this main bee, you know, which is collecting all bees around her, like mother bee. You know, I believe that this kind of people, this kind of profiles are really speeding up, they're accelerating the process. So I'm really enjoying knowing her, being a part. Stefan is also one of the guys. You know, he's modest, and probably he will not tell you, but he is one of the promoters. He is really doing a lot of effort, and this is you know, key people. You know, Pareto principle: 20% of the reasons are providing 80% of the results. So as more Stefans we have here and Barbaras, you know, the result will come faster.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for those kind words. We did not agree on this before the webinar. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Yes, it's true that the momentum in Macedonia is here for social entrepreneurship. This year we will have the strategy and the action plan, and then the next year probably we'll have the law on social entrepreneurship, the regulation, and everything will start developing as it should be. Now there is political will to do that, and hopefully we can use that in our advantage and develop this sector even more. Sela?
Yeah, I really would like to say that I'm totally agree with Dan, because it's all about the chemistry. Now I'm in Turkey and you are in Serbia and Macedonia, so North Macedonia. So we try to create that chemistry, like Dan was saying, that the Polish women come there to Macedonia and to create some energy. So we are looking for that energy. Then we can create a sustainable ecosystems between our countries and sharing knowledge and experiences. And thanks million, Dan, for sharing that. I really take my attention about that. Thanks million.
Yeah, it is great news, but also we should not forget those who are working from bottom up. This would not have been possible without the local initiatives. I'm saying this for Turkey and for Serbia as well. Without the local initiatives, we would not have social entrepreneurship. Without the franchises, we would not have social entrepreneurship. Without someone who is practicing it, we cannot develop policies and research. So basically, we need to start from these local initiatives, such as Dan have in VIVO. They're making great work. I've talked with the people who are basically receiving the end of the beneficiaries and the receiving end of these services and integration in the labor market and with health and social services and so on and so forth. So it's astounding and astonishing how people can be helped if we put our mind to it. So without in VIVO, without those kind of local initiatives, we would not have the policies or Barbara to come here, or so on and so forth. So you need to show that there is potential in your country to do something like this, and then people will come to help you. Okay, I think Snežana can continue from this point.
It's really nice to hear about this initiative, and really congratulations on that. And I think that maybe we can now, we received a really good question in the chat. So maybe we can go through these questions. So do you think that social entrepreneurship should make its way into the education system? And if so, what age group should it be most focused on? So maybe Selo, we can go again first with you to answer. So is it the right time to have social entrepreneurship in the educational system? And for what age group you think is the best to start?
Okay, I really have the good story about that. So one of the university from the southern eastern part of Turkey, from Şanlıurfa city. So there is a university called Harran University. So it's a developing city, I can say, comparing the biggest cities. So it's not so big, but so many Syrian immigrants living in there. So there is some social problems, actually, I can say, because it's really close to the border of the country. So that university was organizing an Erasmus Plus project, which is international project. The partners are from Italy. So I was one of the trainer of the social entrepreneurship program of that K Action 2 project. So something is really interesting happened in there. So after that 1 month of the social entrepreneurship training, the rector of the university decided to put a lesson for whole university about the social entrepreneurship. And I couldn't imagine that one rector from the eastern part of Turkey decided to put the lesson for all the departments. So this is it shows us we can change something in the education system. Normally, we were writing down some papers, the white papers to the institutions to put some social entrepreneurship project lessons or the training courses in the universities or in high schools, but they never replied. But these international corporations show the other impact of the managers on the rectors. So it's a good story for them. Normally, of course, we have some entrepreneurship departments or some master programs in the different universities, but this is really different than others. So I can say that it's the right time. Like for Turkey, I can say that. So it's such a popular topic, which are the social entrepreneurship, because the people thinks that it's not entrepreneurship, it's the social responsibility projects. They understand, they have misunderstanding, but on the other side, we are publishing something about to use that motivation, that thing for to talk about and to put in our education system about tell about the social entrepreneurship. So it is the right time, because also the young generation after the pandemic, so they are looking for some job opportunities, I can say that, because youth employability is rising up, unemployment, sorry, your youth unemployment is rising up. So they need, the government institutions have limited options. So just 5 million people working in the public institution in Turkey, but the whole population is 86 million. So young people should focus on to create their own enterprises. And as Sara said, that's the career opportunity, that's the business opportunity, and also the solving the problems. And it is the win-win situation, I can say that. So we are forcing the universities, most of the private universities, to create some institution about the social entrepreneurship, to put some lessons to encourage the young people, I can say that.
Yeah, and definitely that would be really important. And as you said, also in this pandemic situation and everything, that not just happening, it will happening in the whole economy and the whole system in next year. So, and Dejan, what you think about this question and social entrepreneurship in the educational system?
Look, I don't know how to say, but for me, let's go to 1 or 2 steps back. When I mentioned that we are helping to people which want to change their social and whatever. I believe that willingness is, the base for everything. If we force young people to learn, and this is social entrepreneurship to become just one more subject to get some grade on, I'm not sure that this is the idea. Would be nice to find a way to have it as a subject, but to be optional. People which want to choose to extend their knowledge in this direction, to go there. But from time to time, I'm not visiting professor or whatever, but from time to time, I'm invited by local universities, despite the fact that they have entrepreneur, now we are talking not social, but we are talking about entrepreneurship. And people, in order to extend this subject, they're inviting me to come there and to say, and people very often, they like when they're talking, when I'm talking to them, because there are a lot of pictures and they're people's destinies, the people with a name and surname and measurable outcomes and whatever. Why I'm saying this? Because seeing is believing. Very often, those young professors, which are promoting or having, this cathedra for social entrepreneurship, very often they don't have their personal experience in entrepreneurship, even less in social entrepreneurship. And this is something to be very careful. So my proposal would be to go with an official education, yes, but as an option for a people, and having really, nice, good program, nice, good professors, nice examples that you will promote, just to give the people the right direction. So this would be, and just one small add on this, because on the as far as I can see on the question is about the right age. I believe that this is, in my understanding, this should be probably in the final phase of the education, because on top of educational process, I do believe that people should have some life experience, that they should have some awareness about the need. I mean, if I'm not talking about anybody else, I'm talking first of myself. During the high school, I really didn't care about nothing. The most important was, we have some pocket money to go tonight in the disco. Can I take my father's car and whatever? I don't know if you would agree, you know, but you know, I believe that this should be in the final stages. You know, we already have some you know, some understanding about the social society we are living in, about our contribution to this, to the society. So that would be my answer.
Yeah, and this can maybe be answer for all these, let's say, additional subjects in school. Yeah, to have the right professors to teach them, and of course, yeah, to make people love it and want it and want to learn. So yeah. So Selo, you want to add something before
before Sarah, I agree with Dan, and also I disagree with Dan, because it's not easy to find the right professor or the right academic people to share their knowledge and experience about the social entrepreneurship. It's quite new in the, you know, in the field. I can say in the universities. Like my master degree is about entrepreneurship, and one of the lesson was about social entrepreneurship, and the rest of the professors, they were saying this is just trendy topic and it won't be, you know, continuing in the future. So then I agree, and also I disagree with
Yeah,
this.
I can
Easy.
understand.
Actually,
I mean, this is the same situation here. So this would be, I mean, this is kind of what if scenario. What would be the best possible option? So I fully understand your points also.
Yeah.
And Stefan, you also wanted to add.
Yes, I wanted to add that if we don't teach children and young people that entrepreneurship can be more than making money and getting wealth for yourself and your family, and more about, it can be also about sharing those let's say fruits from your labor. It can become something that will be more interesting in the future. For example, this is a comment from one of the professors that I've talked to, and they're saying, Stefan, you're talking about social entrepreneurship, but people here are interested only in real world and real business and making money for themselves and their family. So in order to start shaping these young people and shaping their minds and making that an option, we need to start from young age to educate them that there is another way if they choose to follow it. If not, that's fine. Be a businessman, be an entrepreneur, be what you like. But at the end, there is an option. If you know the option when you're 30, it doesn't matter anymore, because your goals are set and your career is basically going in one direction. But I'm also understandable of your comments, Dan, that at a certain age you're not interested enough in these activities, and basically what you want to learn is how to make impact in society when you know what your social status is, or what your social issues in the country are, and so on and so forth.
But look, if my add on this, you know, because it's very interesting subject, and you know, one of the goals, maybe not for this year, but probably as of next year, you know, one of the subjects we would like to introduce is making social entrepreneurship sexy. You know, because now in this moment, you know, it's kind of, you know, when you're mentioning social entrepreneurship or product coming from a social entrepreneurship, accent is on social. And you know, it's made by homeless and whatever. I mean, look, I don't want a product, or maybe I will buy this product once just, you know, to say, yeah, I'm contributing and whatever. I want a product which is good, which is packed fine, which is, you know, which is worth of the money I'm paying. And this social momentum should be just add on. So from that perspective, if we go and to show to these young people that, you know, that social entrepreneurs are, you know, good looking, well dressed, they are driving good cars, that they are creators of their own time, they are ones which prove that they can get some money from the donators, you know. I mean, this is the way how to promote in the best possible way the social entrepreneurship. So let's make it sexy.
Guys, actually,
okay, so but I think that we really now need to hear Sara just to comment on the question, and then Sara, you can make your comments. So please, Sara, just to hear your answer. So you are working with the young people every day. So what do you think that is the best way to make social entrepreneurship in the educational system and when?
Yes, thank you for your question. I would just say that we realized some workshops. I mean, we lead actually 2 projects with UNICEF, Upshift and Generation Unlimited. Maybe actually you heard about that. So it's a project for young people from 13 to 19 years old who wants to actually solve some problem from their environment. So we had like 3 days workshops with them, and what we did those 3 days, we actually all of them, like just like I said for the other program, had their mentors. So they were working on their ideas for that 3 days, like getting skills and finding for the right solution. And actually, I was really amazed when I saw their way of thinking. And it was like, I can say for the first time when we actually used to organize it, I was really surprised because I didn't expect from people, like from kids. For me, it was like kids 13 years old. Just like Dejan said, when I was 13 years old, I really didn't think about something they actually did. So you know about what I'm talking about. So just to get some point, what was my opinion about that? I think that it's really important to get social entrepreneurship more involved in educational system. But of course, we just need to take care about that, how effective it would be if we just put it with the other subjects. And I'm not sure about how, for example, high school students really will get more into the social entrepreneurship. But for example, I'm right now on my master studies and major is entrepreneurship, but I had only 1 class about that topic. So it's kind of really necessarily, I mean, of course, if you want to get more information, you always can find it, like NGO sector, different projects, networking, and so it. But I'm just thinking, like, what is actually that bound when we're talking about social entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a choice or it's a pressure. So it's something like my thinking about this topic.
Okay, thank you very much. And Selo, now, do you want still to make a comment?
Actually, I was just wondering the Sara's point of view about the right ages. So unfortunately, I am disagree with Dan because the new generation is coming out with the full of energy and they would like to create something. They are different than us. Actually, I'm 30 plus, so they expect to create new, not just for earning money, for change the world and change and to actually create their own dreams. So I personally encourage the young people who are in early ages. So most of the European Union countries, maybe in their entrepreneurship education, they are starting from the primary schools. Even in the United States, the high schools are focused on to create entrepreneurship. Of course, these are some optional classes or optional lessons. So if they choose, they choose. So they are becoming entrepreneurs, I can say.
No, and definitely, yeah, it is depending on the person and what. I'm also agree that now young people are aware about the impact that they have about your environmental issues. They want to have a good air, to have a quality of life. So this is also connected with the future business that they can make by adapting the business to some challenge and some needs. So Stefan, you also wanted to connect.
Yes, only a short minute. I would not take a lot of time. I'm saying that Sara mentioned Upshift program with the project with UNICEF, and this goes along the line with Selo's response that younger generations now are different than we were, and it is the way it should be. Like they're more intelligent, more creative. They're more involved in the society and environmental issues and so on and so forth. And I've met young people a young team from Upshift program, which made a project about 3D printing toys for children who are affected by cancer. So basically, they're making them toys to cheer them up. But the economic activities, the parents of people with children with high school or primary schools are buying one toy, and then they're paying basically for the second toy that goes to the children in the hospital. So, and this is coming from young people like 17, 18, maybe 19 years old. So this is something, so they want to change the world, basically. They want to change something, the society or the community. So yes, I understand what Dejan is saying, but I'm also feeling that the new generations are more evolved and more creative than ever.
And that our job is to encourage them even more.
Yes.
I don't disagree with you. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, even my kids, you know, I have two bandits home here. One is 18, one is 14, you know, and they are much more aware on their age about environment, about importance to clean, to pre-select their garbage, you know, about the animals, about the climate. Absolutely. Absolutely. But for me, this is just a potential. If you don't do it in the right way, you know, growing this potential. So I believe that we were talking about the same thing.
Yeah, I think that now we can all agree on this. And Sara, we've heard about some good practices, good examples from Macedonia, from Turkey, from the whole Europe. So maybe can we hear some good examples of the young teams that were in your program? So how you are following their path after the Social Impact Award program. So maybe can you just couple of them, just the best, the winners or something, to hear more about them?
Yes, well, we have a lot of alumni, so I will remember some of them. For example, Urbigo, maybe you heard of them. So it's our winners from 2007, and they made intelligent gardens, so you can actually have your plants into your apartments. So you're actually doing everything by your application. So that is actually, maybe it can be one example for actually first one. And I can say that from all of our alumni, they are actually, I can say that from this term, in these terms right now, the most developed ones. So it's from, I mean, they actually did a lot of things for the last four years. Of course, we have Take Care team. They are winners from 2019, and they invented a smart box for medicaments. So, for example, old people can be remembered. So they just need to get their pills. And for example, from the last year, we had one team, name is Kreni Promeni, and they are doing a lot of initiatives, petition, and they just doing a lot of changes in our society. But from the other side, they don't have so developed yet. I mean, they are just in that mentoring process. They still didn't finish with it. So they're still working on developing their business plan and everything, but mostly they have that social part of their program. So maybe actually you heard for some of them. I mean, I didn't have enough time for think about that. So I actually feel bad right now because I didn't say maybe some of the other ones, but yeah, I mean, there is a really a lot of inspiring stories, and I mean, it's something that drives all of us, and that's actually why we are here today.
Sara, can you write us in chat? Can you write us in chat the link to see some of this?
Yes, definitely. It will be better than my explanation right now.
No, it was great, but you only mentioned 3 examples, and there are so much more that we can learn from them as well. you know.
Yes, of course.
please
I
do
will
share.
just send it. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Guys, we're coming right near the end of this webinar, so I have one more question for you all. It's the same question, but we'll start with Sela. Sela, can you tell us what would your message be for new and upcoming social entrepreneurs?
I didn't think that. So maybe believe yourself. It can be my upcoming message for the new entrepreneurs. So in Turkey, unfortunately, the young generation has some negative impact because of the pandemic, some political issues, some international issues. So they are afraid to create something. They are afraid to dream. On the other hand, some of them are really creative, as Sara and Snezana said that. So just they just focus on to believe themselves for the create new. I can say that. Believe yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Excellent. Dan, what would be your message?
Message would be don't give up. because as Sara mentioned, that in certain moments, it might be perceived quite challenging, quite with a lot of pressure, all young organizations, I would say that now we are on a way to get some predictability in terms of our incomes, and but it's about 3 years investment in whatever we have done. And even myself, now in this moment I see all the beauty of social entrepreneurship. So if people are just easy quitters, I don't think the social entrepreneurship is for them. If they manage, do not give up. If they force themselves, do not give up. They can find quite a fruitful career for themselves here.
Thank you, Dan. We have believe in yourself and never give up. Sara, what would be your message to new and upcoming social entrepreneurs?
Well, my message for them would be that don't fall in love with your idea. I think it's really important, because when you don't fall in love with your idea, you are more prepared for feedback from the other people, and you have more place to improve your projects and everything that you actually do. So it definitely will be like my advice number one. And the second thing that I would add is that whatever they are doing, I would just say that nothing in social entrepreneurship is not like a linear process. So it's like a circle. So when you do something for the first time, it doesn't mean that you have never been in a situation that you just need to do it again. So you always have to look back and see what is the space for improving. And I will just add one sentence. That's all. For the young people from 15 to 30 years old from Serbia who are watching us today, we actually opened our call for Social Impact Award this year. So they can find more information on our local website, Social Impact Award Serbia, and they can apply if they already have an idea. Or, I mean, application is open until the end of May. So maybe this event inspires some of them, and I will be really happy.
Thank you, Sara. And for all those who will apply to that program, remember, do not fall in love with your idea, and believe in yourself and never give up, right? Thank you guys for everything, and I think that it was fun and it was a great discussion. I hope that you will stay available for many other events like this. We are trying to increase the visibility and the recognition of social entrepreneurs and enterprises in the region. So far, we had like from 7-8 countries speakers. Today we have Turkey as one added value from the countries. Thank you, Sela, for that. So we have also from Belgium, from Macedonia, from Serbia, from Bosnia, Herzegovina. I don't know, did we have somebody from Croatia? Maybe we should.
Yeah, till
Yeah,
now.
I
no,
know.
but yeah,
So thank you guys for everything. If you need any additional information about these webinars, or if you want to collaborate on some point, just write to us, and we still have a lot of work to do. Thank you so much again, and stay in touch. Talk soon.
Yeah, and thanks to all who have followed us on Zoom and also on our Facebook pages. It was really great to speak for the Thursday at the time about the social entrepreneurship. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, being our guest today, sharing your really value experience, and we are looking forward for some new joint activities and initiatives, and good luck in your work.
Thank you.
Thanks a million, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.